What is up, guys? Thanks for tuning in once again with Built J. Today we're going to be swapping out this original equipment here, this D16y7 intake manifold, and we're going to be trading it for that. So let's jump right into it. First, you have a couple 12mm bolts. You have two there, and you have one on the right hand side, one in the center, and one on the left hand side if you're looking at the motor from behind. You'll also have some coolant lines that are going to lead to the water tube back here. So there's one that goes to your idle air control valve, and then the other. So there's one that goes down, and then the other goes up, around, and then it goes back into the water tube to the intake manifold, which goes inside the head. So those are the two you have there. So you're going to want to disconnect the one that connects to the water tube. So just disconnect that and should be all set. I have already done so that is good to go. So let's zip these bolts off now. Okay, so now that you have it off, you can see this is an OEM gasket. So this is probably going to break off. You're going to need to install a new gasket because this is just going to break apart. I can already tell, see? It's going to break up into a million pieces. So I'm going to want to take off every last bit of this. So I'll have to get all of this off as best as I can. So we'll get that off now, and we'll get a new gasket on there. Just clean the mating surface on the back. You can see it's nice and clean. There's no old gasket on there. You want to make sure all of the old gasket is gone, nice and smooth. And then the other mating surface on this side is also nice and smooth with no old gasket residue on there either. So let's install this manifold. Alrighty, guys, so the intake manifold is installed in the vehicular. Just kidding. It is installed in the EK hatch along with the D16y7. So yeah, this is pretty much it. You normally don't have to take off your fuel rail and things of that nature. If you have a stock setup, you normally just take it off and slap it back in, the fuel rail and injectors and whatnot. But I switched over to an AEM fuel pressure regulator and an AEM fuel rail. So I have my pressure here, my pressure gauge, and I put in my stock injectors. And don't forget to wire up your fuel pressure regulator to your fuel line and your fuel pressure regulator to your vacuum line. You also, on this skunk2 intake manifold, you have an extra vacuum hose. Just go ahead and plug that up. And then you have your PVC vacuum hose, which goes down below. I'm not sure if you can see that there, but that black box you see at the bottom of the screen right here, that is your PVC box, and you'll connect that to your PVC hose. So with that said, that's pretty much all you have to do. Don't forget to connect your fuel line. Don't forget these washers. These are very important to have these two washers, kind of like when you're doing a brake caliper setup. These washers are very important. If not, you're going to leak fuel everywhere. Same goes for over here, so connect that to your fuel filter. Make sure that all your vacuum lines are connected. So you got your brake booster vacuum line, connect that. And then you also have your idle air control valve coolant lines. So there's going to be one here. So connect that to your idle air control valve. And then this is going to connect to your FT V valve or something like that. It's like a fast valve or something. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it's another valve for the coolant. And then it's gonna connect here and then connect into your intake manifold coolant tubing. So don't forget those. And then there's also one more. See if I can get that. So the other coolant line behind the one you see here, that one behind it is going to go into your water tube or your water pump tube. As you can see there, there's that PVC line that I was telling you guys about. So with that said, those are the key components you're going to need to install to your intake manifold. So don't forget any of that stuff. And make sure that everything's torqued down. You got all your bolts on there. You don't want any intake manifold leaks because you will get high idles. And make sure all your vacuum lines are either plugged or taken care of, because you will get high idles if you have vacuum leaks. So this is considered a vacuum leak, so make sure that you plug that up. This is considered a vacuum leak, so make sure you plug that up, or you get I believe it's an air intake sensor. So you can either plug that up. It's not really necessary to put a sensor in there, but if you want to, you can. I'm just going to put a gasket as well as a plate, put the 2 screws in and block it off. There's also, here's another line right here. So go ahead and plug that up. And I believe that is it, but you can use these lines here. That can go to like a boost gauge or something like that, because it's a small one. And you know, you can use these other things for boost and things of that nature. So just keep that in mind. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That is how you install the skunk2 intake manifold. Get rid of that ugly, poor flowing D16y7 intake manifold and get yourself a big boy manifold and slap a skunk2 in there just for some fun. So yeah, if you guys found this video helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe. As always, thanks for tuning in with Built J. And you guys stay tuned. I got a lot of content for you. If you love Honda Civics, definitely stay tuned. I got some more stuff coming as well as Honda Civic stuff. So again, thanks again, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and have yourself a fabulous day.